Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Bitcoin Moneymaker. Please excuse my voice today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but in any case, we're going to be looking exactly at the price of Bitcoin because today is Friday, so we're going to have a weekly close. And you can see here we are retesting our 50 EMA line, and there's a possibility that we manage to pull through this if the probabilities are higher or lower, depending, in which direction we go. I'm going to explain that in this video, so let's go. So we're gonna start with the 4-hour chart here. As you can see, we remain in a consolidation phase, which we can go ahead and draw over here. And now what the chances for this breaking out or breaking down, it all remains to be seen, of course. But one thing that at the very least positive is this, as you can see, we are once again, we try to pierce through the 50 EMA line. You see here a few days ago we tried, but we couldn't manage to do so. And immediately after touching it, instead of going farther up, we got immediately sold off. But you can see this level here at $29,500 has been very good support. And so that means, the support must remain there. So you can see here as well that we are playing in a very tight range from our 50 EMA line and our 13 and 20 EMA lines here. These two are heading upward while the 50 EMA is basically going horizontally here. And as they get closer together, of course, then there we would have to see what happens, in which direction the market goes, if we fall back down to our $29,500 mark, or if we manage to get above this wick over here and then push to higher levels. You can see that every time in the recent weeks and months that we've had a wick like this, you see that immediately after we get a sell-off. Same as what we have here, for example, sell-off follow that, same thing here. And so here the question would be if that is what's going to happen now, or if instead somehow we managed to push to higher price levels. Now, if we go over to the 1-hour chart, we can see that even better. A couple of times here already trying to pass through this resistance and not managing to do so. So you can go ahead and even draw a resistance area here for your own benefit. Here, of course, we are right now on top of our EMA line, especially the 100 and the 50 down here at $29,800 more or less. If somehow we fall under there, then again the next level will go back to $29,500 before we might go back and retry heading back into this resistance area here. But do keep in mind, of course, when the markets open today, see how everything reacts. Yesterday we had a relatively okay day for the markets and thus also for Bitcoin. But today it is Friday, it's the close for the week, and usually you say that by that time you either have a highest for the week or a lowest point for the week. So we'll see if, in which direction the journey takes us today. Now, if we head to the daily chart, also here, we had a relatively good close yesterday. Of course, it would have been better if we closed yesterday above the closing for the previous day, as you can see here, at around $30,430. But okay, we didn't manage that, but still it is at least a day where we almost recover all of the losses from the previous day. And that is, for now, at least a good sign. It's definitely better than heading back down here, breaking this resistance level, building a new lower low, which would have given the bears a chance to bring the price down to here and retouch this previous wick over there. So, and you still know that my worst case scenario price levels are, of course, here at this range for the 200 EMA line, the weekly between $25,000 and $22,000, or at the very worst, $19,000 more or less, which comes from our previous all-time high in 2017. So that is again what at least my worst case scenario would be. Maybe, you know, that we quickly go back down to that level before we start seeing a stronger recovery for Bitcoin. Also here on the daily chart, we still have our huge falling wedge pattern, as you can see, which means we might remain in here for, you know, weeks, maybe a couple of months, and I don't really see a decision here, a reaction to this before June, when the interest rates are announced again. So of course, you know, the situation with patterns, as you know, this one is meant to be a bullish pattern, one that is supposed to break towards the upside. If that were to be the situation, then the target price would be up here where we reached the previous all-time high. But of course, as you know, as of recently, chart patterns have not really been playing out. I mean, if we go here to the 4-hour chart, you have this what many in social media posted and saying, this is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, and you know, the price is going to go up. And just here I told my people that follow me, I said, listen guys, I don't think that this is what's going to take place. Quite the contrary, I think this might have a little bit of a breakout, but then it's just going to move sideways from there. And that's, as you can see, what happened. You know, let me know in the comments below if you listened to that, and if you you know, followed my my prediction, if you will. There was also a lot of people who say, oh, now here there's a symmetrical triangle that's going to bring the price down to $26,000, and everything is going to continue to fall. And that also didn't happen. So right now you have to be very, very careful with things like this. Make sure that, you know, you don't do anything rushed. And again, you know, these chart patterns right now are just not playing out the way they usually do. And they usually do when there's a very clear trend defined. Now let's go over and have a look at Ethereum. Here too, you see we are on the 4-hour chart in a consolidation phase. Here you can see that we stayed above the $1,953 level. That is very good support, and it has to remain so before we continue to go up. But you have 1, 2, 3 resistance here from the EMA lines, and then resistance 4, 5, and 6 here, which means there's a lot of resistance above us when it comes to Ethereum before we can see higher prices. And of course, not only that, but I don't think this is going to go up before we see Bitcoin at least hit the $35,000 or $36,000. And the same thing applies to the altcoins in general. They're also all moving sideways right now, or most of them are at least, because of course they're waiting for Bitcoin to, you know, in this case for us, we want Bitcoin to go up. If Bitcoin doesn't play alone, then for Ethereum, it could mean the price target is at around $1,756. In the crypto fear and greed index, we have 13 points, same as we did yesterday, so nothing has changed. Of course, that is extreme fear at the moment. And then, as you can see here for the yearly chart, we remain in these levels below. In the past, we've only made a touch point and quickly recover from there. That's not the case right now. You can see we remain in this range from 15 to 8 points, more or less. And so here too is it's a bit scary, or at least concerning, all that is happening with this as well. And I'd be interested to hear from you in the comments below how you're feeling, if you're feeling very bearish right now, or if somehow you're feeling bullish at this moment. I'd be happy to find out about that. And now in the news, in the European Union, they are trying to also regulate what happens with stablecoins and how business is done with them. Specifically, this has been triggered with what's taking place with Ether and the USDT stablecoin. They want to make it so that all of the different exchanges that have them would have to first apply for a license before they could offer this stable coins to their customers. And not only that, but they want the central banks to have a veto and a voice in the process, where they also say if this license is meant to be given or not to whoever is applying for that, So very, very strange, also a very complicated situation, because this begs the question, well, until they get the license, what's going to happen? As you know, worldwide, if you buy Bitcoin, if you buy Ethereum, whatever coin you buy, this is paired up and connected to a stable coin. So if you don't have a license and you're not allowed to offer the stable coin, then I guess that just means that nobody can trade anything, no Bitcoin or not Ethereum or any of them, just because there would not be that pair, that is offered when you do this kind of transaction. Second thing they want to do is prohibit getting interest for staking in stable coins. This is some things that some of the exchanges do. If you put in stable coins in their exchanges, then they give you a certain percentage, usually 4 or 5%, on the amount of money you have there. So that's another thing they want to do. And then also they want to have the exchanges to report when somebody has done a lot of transactions with stable coins to them. So all of this very, very strange, how this would work out, how this would take place, and what that actually means for the crypto markets in general. Here you can clearly see there's already a trend from the government side to step in and also control a lot of these aspects. Anyway, that is all that I prepared for you guys. That is all that I have. Pay attention to when the markets open today, and I wish you a wonderful day. My name is Basti. Bye bye.